gentlemen, we're in the desert and we just rented this off-road vehicle.
This has been on our bucket list since we got here in Yuma, and today there's a spring special, so we're taking it out and we're gonna go explore. Apparently there's a lake out here somewhere. We're gonna go see if we can find it. Now that we're off the pavement and out of traffic, guess who gets to drive?
I've never been more terrified in my life. Oh, terrified.
So you can take these off-road vehicles. Oh, look at that! That was the canal.
I think that's the canal I'm supposed to be on.
Oh,
my bad.
okay. Well, good thing we saw that because that's where we're supposed to be. Just go right there. Just go. This is the off-road vehicle.
I forgot.
Whoa! So you can take these vehicles wherever you want out in the desert, but it's cool because, like Tyler said, they have preset maps. If there's certain areas you want to go check out, we have no idea what's out here. So we're following this map along the canal to take us out to some lake out near where?
I don't know.
Out near
North of Yuma.
North of Yuma, but check out what we're going to be riding along. OMG, this is where we're going. Trail this way.
This has been crazy so far. Little sketchy at times, pretty steep, but we're making it. We're trying to get to the little lake. Hopefully this is going smooth. We took a short breather, and Carrie's catching a warm break, but she's freezing.
Well, bring a jacket because it gets chilly out here. When you get up to these really high peaks, sometimes it's hard to see which way the trail goes, so we're just hoping we turn the wheel the right direction. We're taking a different route back. We did the treacherous mountain pass on the way out, and now we're going to take the smooth road next to the canal on the way back.
All right, everyone, we are in the hot desert of Arizona, and we are here at Yuma Territorial Prison. And it's actually a cool day. We've been here for a few days now, and you are missing a good 115-degree heat today. Let's go check out what the prison has to offer. The most infamous escape took place right here in 1887. This isn't the first time Carrie's been in prison. We stopped at Alcatraz before.
This prison was one of the most haunted places in the United States. So now I'm questioning my decision if I really want to visit and walk in some of these cells.
It said the cell blocks were 9 feet by 12 feet and they could house 6 people. They said in the video that's all they got was a bucket and that giant sewer roaches would be walking around everywhere because there was no sewage, just a little bucket. I mean, that doesn't look like a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket. So this is their exercise yard, I guess, and once the prison closed, this was actually where hobos in the 1920s could stay who were jumping freight lines, and in the Great Depression, some people would actually stay here if they didn't have a place to stay. Not much to it. The dark cell.
Not sure how I feel about this.
If you cause a lot of problems, you go in the dark cell. They had a door here and then an inner cage inside, so no one would rush the door when they would bring you food, which when you were in the dark cell, the video said you got bread and water. And sometimes the guards would drop in a snake or scorpion to mess with you. You going in?
I don't know. Tell me if you feel any spirits when you're in there.
I'm about to get this on the phone. In the hospital. Luxury.
Wow.
Are you gonna go in this one? Dang. Original iron bunk beds. This change from the old wooden bunks were necessary to get rid of the bed bugs, which would become an intolerable nuisance.
How do you think you'd sleep?
This is as good as my bed at home. It's a little hot though.
Holy cow. I'd probably kill somebody just having to wear this. Always. Always. My motto growing up.
So as we head up to the guard tower, I just want to say this is likely where I would be working if we were back in the old day, because Carrie would probably be one of the 29 women in prison. She doesn't like to follow the rules very often. So what we also just learned, because we're not as familiar with this area since we're just visiting, that river right there is the Colorado River, which we did know. But do you see it? Like over there? That's California.
I didn't realize how close we were. They're like literally on the other side of the Colorado River.
California.
It's California, and they can view the prison from there.
So this is where the prison guards were. It said at one point there was like a heater in here, I think for at night, because it does get cold in the desert, and like I think glassed in, and you can see if people were making an escape, it'd be easy to spot them.
All right, let's see what else Yuma has to offer. The hiking trails are limited in Yuma, but one we've been told about since we arrived is the Telegraph Pass Trail. It is 5.7 miles round trip. It is pet friendly, however we chose to leave Spencer at home today, but this is one where they recommend to get up early. The weather has finally cooled off enough in the early mornings that we are here in the beginning of October, and we're finally going to get out and check out this trail with some of our coworkers today.
The key to hiking Telegraph Pass is to head out early to beat the heat, and also be aware there are multiple routes along the trail. Be cautious and pick the right one, because we took the wrong one at first and headed up a steep incline that led to nowhere. No! They're probably like, those fools.
Noobs, yeah.
You know what though? Catching the sunrise.
Yeah, this is actually good.
Yeah, you know what? That's what we meant to do.
Yeah.
We'll just,
Yeah, tell that guy.
we're just catching the
I
sunrise.
mean, we
We're
can go
not
up
down.
from here, but I don't think that's the trail.
I don't think so either.
We were quickly back on the right path and enjoyed the desert scenery as we headed towards the top of Telegraph Pass. Unfortunately, we did make one more wrong turn before we were finally on our way up.
I just thought this felt natural. Well, they did say it's not well marked.
Yeah, I can attest to that, yeah.
After 3 wrong turns, we made it. Oh, the view I've been waiting for. Welton. Welton.
Well, would it be a Tyler and Carrie video if it didn't include at least one bike ride in places we are visiting? Today we are meeting some co-workers here in Yuma at Cafecito to start our first bike riding adventure here in Yuma.
Gateway Park is located in historic downtown Yuma. Car back. There's actually an interesting freeway bridge right there over the river, and it's a popular spot for swimming in the summer. This is actually really close to the Yuma Territorial prison as well. The bike path itself is actually kind of hard to figure out and goes into some pretty sandy spots, but we did link our Strava below if you want to try to bike it yourself. You're still here.
Still here.
We parked at Cafecito's downtown Yuma. Like Carrie said, we met up with some friends and my boss, well Carrie's boss too, who's taking us out on a gravel ride. I cannot tell you where we're at right now, but pretty nice so far. It's just out on some nice gravel roads. Not really technical. I'm on a gravel bike. There's a few mountain bikes out here, but mostly gravel. And we're just cruising.
Lots of recent flooding has led to all this extra sand. I guess normally this isn't all here and it's much easier to ride through. So we are super far south in Arizona today to check out the Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument. Depending if you're coming from Yuma, it's about a 3-hour drive and about 2 hours south of Phoenix. But we are going to make our way to the visitor center and see what hikes or trails or driving paths they recommend to get the best views of these cool Oregon pipe looking cactus. So just across from the visitor center is the Ajo Mountain Drive. It's 21 miles and there's 2 different places you can stop off to do little trails. She said she just did the trail this last weekend and it looks great, lots of wildflowers, but she also said we just got some rain, so we may see some
Gila.
We may see some Gila monsters and some tortoises along the road, so you guys know how I feel about seeing wildlife, so let's go check it out. One of the first hikes you come to is Arch Canyon, but you actually get a really cool view of it just from the road. So we're gonna show you, hopefully this camera captures it good enough, but you can see it from our car and it's a perfect view of it. When you go out hiking, either download your map from AllTrails so you can use it offline or bring a Garmin. There's a part of this trail that gets to a wash and we're following the wash thinking it was the trail. It wasn't, so we had to backtrack. So then we get back on the trail, and granted Tyler and I do a lot of back and forth so it adds extra mileage, but I thought we had 1 mile to go to the split. Tyler thought 1.5 miles to the split. and we've done 1.53 and haven't got to a split yet. So we actually got to a point where we were wondering if we were even on the correct trail. Thank goodness I get service out here and was able to download the All Trails map. We are on the right path, but we're in the middle of the desert. There's nothing out here. Just be smarter than we are, okay? Normally we're a little bit more prepared than this. It's a sign we've been looking for.
All right, that's it for the organ pipe. Hopefully you guys had a good tour with us. It was way more beautiful than I thought it would possibly be.
If you're in the area, definitely don't miss this. Come check it out, especially if you're here in the springtime.
Yep, beautiful flowers. See you next time. If you happen to be in Yuma during the fall or winter season, every full moon they have a party for 2 or 3 days. It is called the Howling at the Moon Festival.
We had a coworker tell us about it, so we looked into it, and sure enough, they party out in the desert. There's food vendors, there's live music, there's dancing, people bring their lawn chairs. We currently live close enough to where we can ride our bikes out to it, and today is one of the days, so we're gonna ride on over and see what this party in the desert's all about. And we were told that once the moon rises, these people actually do what the party's called and howl at the moon.
Oh, hey, I got it. So this is where all the people with ATVs come out to. Here comes another one.
Stage with the band either.
Hey, hey. Look at that sunset. Woo! What is going on out here? If you're a retiree and you don't come to Yuma, are you really retired?
This is what they do in the desert.
Yeah. Smells good. Oh, holy smokes, this is crazy. Well, it's pretty much like a mini fair. There's like a couple vendors, some food places, a couple things to buy for souvenirs, and then a live band. And people come out here, park their chairs, and I'm pretty sure they just drink and chill. And there's actually a person with a fire pit up ahead.
There's a couple fire pit over there, fire pit over there.
You know, we also found out that this is known as Canada's most southern province. It's a joke because a lot of Canadians come here, and on top of the stage with the band, they have American flag and Canadian flag.
This is how you party in the desert. I want a picture with the wolf.
So if you see around me, they lease the land. There's porta potties over here. There's fire pits, and they come around and ask for donations. We did not know because we literally just thought about it tonight and rode our bikes over. So if you do come, bring a couple dollars cash because it is kind of nice having all the amenities. Quote, amenities.
Helps pay for the bathrooms, the insurance on the land in case someone gets hurt, and goes towards the live band. Next up we have the Desert Botanical Gardens.
Desert Botanical Garden in Phoenix, Arizona spans 145 acres and 55 of which are under cultivation currently. There are over 50,000 plant displays showcased throughout it. The organ pipe cactus. Wonder how it's got its name. This may be one of the most dangerous gardens in the world. And it is one of only 35 botanical gardens accredited by the American Alliance of Museums. Being that this was our first time spending any significant time in the desert, this was a really fun experience for us to see all the different plant species that thrive here. Honestly, we were shocked with how many different types of cacti there are. We're not really sure if the Butterfly Museum is open. It might be closed because it's 4:40 in the afternoon, but I'm trying to hustle Carrie along to see, because if it is open, I want to see it. Says open until 5. The monarch butterflies. We made it.
Of all the cactuses we've seen here, this one is my favorite. The teddy bear tola. It's like a fluffy teddy bear.
If you're looking for a relaxing walk with some information on all the types of cacti there are in the Arizona region, this is well worth your time and a fun way to explore the desert.
Our next outing here in Phoenix is the Camelback Mountain Hiking Trail. This is a very popular hike in this area because it offers beautiful panoramic views of the city. It's rated as hard on all trails, but round trip says it's just under 3 miles. So we are heading out early. It's 8 o'clock. I thought it was 7. We're heading out somewhat early today to go check out this trail. There are 2 different route options you can take. So we will decide which one we want to choose once we get there and see how populated they are.
Echo Trail, 1.14 miles. And in that 1.4 miles, you gain 1,200 feet. Oh, it's rated extremely difficult. Camelback, meet camel back.
So we are taking the Echo Trail to the top. Like I said, there are 2 different routes you can take. We didn't even see the option for the other one, so we are taking the Echo Trail. They say start early. We're not super early, but early enough that the sun is still behind the big rock, so it's kept us shaded so far.
We came on a cool weekend. It's only supposed to be like 90. Okay, so that was actually a good stopping point. So if you just want to have a good viewpoint of like the city below, I think that was rated as moderate and not too bad. We're about to hit the more challenging section of the hike and gonna go up a ton of steps. Got steep all of a sudden. Boulder. So as we hike this desert terrain, I just want to say, look at how much I'm sweating. There was a gentleman who, for the last like 30 to 40 minutes, we were helping out. He actually passed out on a very steep section. And we helped lower him down and then wait for call 911. EMS came, so we're back on track. So anyways, to finish what I was saying, drink water, have some electrolytes or salt or something, and be safe, because I've never really seen anyone pass out in the wild, just at work. So, a little scary for him, but he's okay. And if you, for some reason, ever watch this video, hope you're doing well. What do you think of the hike so far?
It's actually pretty cool. Lots of bouldering, kind of like Katahdin. So it's definitely a challenge.
If you ever choose to do this hike, oh, I just want to share a bit of info. It's one of those hikes that just progressively gets harder. So it's not like you start at the bottom and it levels out. Sorry, we got a little out of breath. Starts off kind of level-ish, really quickly goes uphill on some nice paved part.
I don't know that it's ever level.
Okay, the first like 20 steps.
Yeah.
And then it goes uphill, and then it hits a middle flat section where you have a good viewpoint. Then you go up really steep section, scrambling. Then you scramble some more, and then you get steeper, and then you scramble some more. So it gets harder and harder. We're so close. We gotta get to number 38.
36! Shoes are off.
Made it.
This next adventure requires an early wake-up call.
If you're a thrill seeker, we saved the best for last. Phoenix, Arizona has several options to book a tour in a hot air balloon. We went with aerogelic ballooning, but there are plenty of companies to choose from.
4,000 feet.
Being our first time, we had no idea what to expect. And let me tell you, it's a strange feeling floating in silence, thousands of feet high in nothing but a wicker basket. The views from the balloon were nothing short of breathtaking, and we enjoyed a beautiful sunrise over the desert. Nearing the end of the ride, we did start to wonder, how does a hot air balloon land? Well, the pilot does slow the descent, but it's kind of like a controlled crash back to land, with the ground crew jumping on board to secure the basket. The best part, we got a champagne toast after landing. A much needed drink. Holy smokes.
That was a little bit of a rough landing.
We landed off the hot air balloon. Unfortunately, the wind was kind of funky and you can't really steer, so we landed by a bunch of cactus. The crew is currently cleaning it up. We kind of almost ran into a cactus, but we made it.
We did run into a tree to help slow us down.
Yeah, we did hit a tree, but we made it. It was a crazy adventure.
They said we could have seconds, right?
I would have caught it eventually, but
That's good. It's not quite strong enough.
Although you don't have this in your backyard either.
Here's to ballooning.
By the afternoon.
Even when this turns like 10 times.
That's some strong stuff.